What is up, guys? So I was asked to compare the OnePlus 7 Pro to the S10e, and I actually use both these phones when I go out. They're my favorite phones to kind of have paired up. I like to have a big phone along with a kind of smaller compact phone. So they're kind of similar in ways and obviously different in some ways. But let's go ahead. You can pick this up for $550 to $600 on Amazon. This goes for around $350 to $400 depending on where you get it from, eBay, Amazon. So links will be down below. Now I really like the camera on here. I like that they have that silver cutout on here. It just gives it a really nice premium look, and I like how small it is. I actually like these kind of compact phones. So you have a glass back on here, dual camera setup, flash. You have the Bixby button, and I don't know how many people use Bixby. I've never used it. The volume rockers, flip it to the side. You have the power button, which also acts as a fingerprint scanner. Now with the S10e, it still keeps the headphone jack, which is a big difference with the OnePlus 7 Pro. No headphone jack, USB Type-C, you have dual speakers on here as well. Now with the OnePlus 7 Pro, this thing is heavy compared to the S10e. Now it's not like super heavy, but it's definitely got a weight to it. And I really like the design on this one. I wish I would have got another color. It's the gray one, but it kind of looks black on camera, I guess. But you have a triple camera setup, little OnePlus logo, flash. Now you've got your little vibrate mute switch along with the power button. You flip it to the side, you have your volume rockers. No headphone jack, USB-C, and you also have dual speakers on here as well. Alright, so once you power both phones on, you can see the massive difference, especially with the display size here. So the Samsung display is a dynamic AMOLED, that's what they're calling it, a 5.8-inch display, 1080p, 438 for the PPI. It's an always on display, of course. Very beautiful classic Samsung display, very color accurate, everything you would expect. Now with the 7 Pro, you have the Fluid AMOLED display. It's a 6.7-inch 1440p display, 516 for the PPI, and it is a 90Hz display, so everything is extremely smooth. You won't be able to really see, but it does make a difference. People ask me, and you can tell the difference between 60Hz and 90Hz. Most definitely, it's almost really hard to go back to using a 60Hz phone because you're just going to prefer that 90Hz all the time. Alright, so let's talk about the displays when you're watching video. So you do have a curved display, no notch, minimum bezels, very beautiful, one of the best displays out right now. And with the S10e, you actually have a smaller display, but like I said, you have the light compact phones, but this display is actually flat. Now I actually prefer the flat display. I wish the 7 Pro had a flat display because the curved display doesn't really do anything but make the phone feel more premium. It's not really like it's doing anything for the video experience. It just feels premium in the hand, and I guess it looks more premium. But the S10e has that little punch hole, which can be distracting. You have that pop-up camera, which, in my opinion, I've never had a problem with pop-up cameras messing up and stuff like that. So they're both really beautiful displays. Alright, so let's find out which speaker is better. I'm not even sure, honestly. Let's go ahead and start with the S10. Yeah, the S10 is actually louder by, it's louder. And I kept going back and forth because I was like, is the S10 really louder? But this speaker is actually really loud. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's definitely louder. Just overall louder, kicks harder, just the better speaker here. So Samsung, very impressive. So on the 7 Pro, you have Android 10 with Oxygen OS 10.0.2, the Snapdragon 855, and the Adreno 640. No expandable storage, which sucks. I don't know why they didn't include that on here. 128 gigabytes of storage and 6 gigs of RAM. Now, depending on if you're in USA or China, you have the Snapdragon 855 and the Adreno 640 on the S10e. And you also have Android 9 with the One UI on top of it as well. So depending on which OS you like, really depends. I really like Oxygen OS, and I also really love the One UI. We can do a comparison in another video, but they're both really great, very smooth. So you do have micro SD support up to 1 terabyte, so that's another advantage the S10e has over the 7 Pro. 128 gigabytes of storage and 6 gigs of RAM. Now let's go ahead and do a speed test real quick, but before we do that, let's check out the fingerprint scanner, because the OnePlus 7 Pro has one of the fastest in-display fingerprint scanners. So let's go ahead and see if we can get these. And 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so you see how fast the 7 Pro is for an in-display fingerprint scanner? It's pretty impressive. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's like dead on. That is impressive, man. Alright, so all apps have been cleared, and I expect these to be about the same. So let's go ahead and try YouTube. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so they're looking about the same. Let's go ahead and try the Play Store. 3, 2, 1. Looked like the S10 beat it there. And for gaming, they also should be the same. 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about cameras. So you have a 12 megapixel wide and a 16 megapixel ultra wide. It shoots in 2160p on the S10e. A 10 megapixel front facing camera, and also shoots in 2160p. Now you have a triple camera setup on the 7 Pro, a 48 megapixel wide, an 8 megapixel telephoto, and a 16 megapixel ultra wide. Also shoots in 2160p. And you have that pop-up selfie camera that also shoots in 16 megapixels. But the front camera only shoots in 1080p. Now as far as image quality goes, they both take really similar photos besides color accuracy. As you can see, you get more punchy and vibrant colors on the 7 Pro, and you get more real, natural looking colors on the S10e. And now when you zoom in, they both still keep a good amount of detail, and I think the OnePlus 7 Pro does a little bit better job of keeping detail, especially when you zoom in, but they both look very, very good. Now as far as indoor photos, they both are extremely similar. Again, they both give off good detail, good color accuracy. Did not have any problem with that. They both, like I said, are very, very similar. Now as far as the front facing cameras, they both look extremely good. Both, again, very similar. I can barely tell the difference in quality and color accuracy. They both are really nice cameras. Alright, so you do have NFC on both these phones for your mobile payments. Now the battery situation is pretty interesting. So you have a 3100 milliamp battery on the S10e, which will get you around 7 hours of battery life, 7 to 8 hours depending on if you're a light user or not. You do have 15 watt fast charging along with 15 watt wireless charging, and you have that reverse power bank charging as well. So if I wanted to charge, you know, some AirPods or another phone, I could do that on the S10e. Now with the 7 Pro, you have a 4000 milliamp battery. There's no wireless charging on here, which is weird. They did not include that. I guess they said to keep the price down, but I don't know about that. But you do have 30 watt warp charge on here, and it is extremely fast. It charges very, very fast, so I won't worry about battery life on either of these phones. They're very good. The 7 Pro usually gives me around 7 to 8 hours of battery life. I usually can't kill it in a day as a light user, so you know, good battery life on both these phones. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Pretty interesting, the pros and cons of both these guys. So let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys in the next one.